Happy Easter. I guess that's already passed.
The day after.
Somebody offered me glitter beer yesterday.
Is that an Easter beer thing?
No, I guess it's a new thing. Girls are into glitter beer. It looked disgusting. I won't drink it. I won't drink anything that has things floating inside of it.
That's not true because you've taken a shot of Goldschlager before.
I don't think I have.
Yes,
I swear to God, I must have been drunk.
Yes, you
because
were.
I've always been against Goldschlager.
Because it's got the gold flakes.
Because it's got
That can't be good to be putting in your body, right?
Well, I guess it's okay, but
What is the gold flakes that is in Goldschlager?
I don't know. It's not gold. Come on. Obviously, it's not gold.
If it was during the recession, people
very
would have been
expensive.
snatching up bottles of Goldschlager.
Yeah. Plus, I don't think it's really good. It's probably nothing. It's probably just some food grade something that they. But you think about it. It's something they had to make look like gold, and you're putting it in your body to digest. That can't be good. Just like this glitter. It's like, I don't even know what the glitter is or where it comes from, but it's like, listen, I'm not drinking glitter. Never, ever. I'm never going to drink a glitter beer. I'm not going to try a glitter beer because there's too many other great beers out there to try. And here, I'm a guy that will really try almost anything once, but no interest in that. Is there anything that you won't drink because?
Holy crap.
What did you find out?
Gold, it's real gold in Goldschlager.
Oh, that's not true.
I'm dead serious.
There can't be.
It's about 13 milligrams in a 1 liter bottle of Goldschlager. That's what the actual amount of gold has been measured at. 13 milligrams in a 1 liter bottle. That amounted to about, as of January of this year, it amounted to about 46 cents on the euro scale. So I don't know what's the euro to a dollar.
So
ratio.
when people say it's real gold in there, they're not just blowing smoke.
No, according to the Wikipedia page for Goldschlager, that's what it's seriously. That's what it was. That's what it is. It is actually gold. Gold leaf. It's called.
Oh well. Well, I'm still not drinking it. Why I shouldn't be probably consuming gold.
What a waste of gold. I understand.
It's not much, obviously.
I understand we're only talking about 50 cents of gold in a bottle, but it's still a waste of gold.
Yeah, it is.
Because you're putting it in your body and you're pooping it out.
I don't like to drink anything that has stuff floating in it. It's very weird to me. Like the mezcal tequila with the worm in it. Nope, not going to do it.
What is your feeling when you get to the bottom of a good cup of Joe and all of a sudden you get that mouthful of grounds?
Oh, the sediment that sits at the bottom?
Well, sometimes it's full on grounds, depending. Like sometimes the Keurig will go haywire, or
you drink the San Francisco French roast.
Well, that stuff is it's like Goldschlager.
It's like dust.
It's like a silt. Yeah, that's fine. That's good. I
you like that?
I like the silt. I like coffee. You
dump
chew,
it out.
Except for I don't like full ground.
I dump it
like
out.
if somebody if you put too many grounds inside the filter of a drip coffee maker, this happens a lot because I'll test the limits because I want my coffee as strong as possible. So I'll test the limits with the ground capacity, and sometimes the grounds will overspill the filter and then get down into your coffee. It happens to me quite often, and there's nothing more surprising in a bad way than getting a mouthful of coffee grounds at that last drink. You're like, okay, last drink of coffee, I'm gonna savor this one, and you're like,
and now you're coughing because it's stuck in your throat, and you drank all the coffee, so you have nothing to wash it down with.
Or if you've ever drank the wrong thing and you realize it's the wrong thing, and you're like, and then you go to spit it back out.
Since we're talking about choking now, have you ever done that thing where you're eating something and you take a breath at the same time, and a particle of the food will go into your windpipe?
I don't really inhale my food, no.
That's what my wife said. She goes, well, maybe if you didn't inhale your food, it's like, my eyes are watering, I'm red, I've been coughing for 30 seconds.
Of course I do that. I think everybody does. I even think your wife does that from time to time.
I've never seen her do it.
Maybe something's funny. The worst to me,
it's the worst. I hate that.
Is Tabasco. I don't know why I keep going down this road with Tabasco, and it's not as much anymore, but when I smoked cigarettes, I had such a morning cough. I had such a morning cigarette hack. It was ridiculous. I'm so glad I stopped smoking. Kids, stop smoking if you're smoking. I would put Tabasco on my eggs because I think eggs are boring. They taste boring. So I put Tabasco on the eggs, and I would inhale the Tabasco gases.
Oh, and it go right into your sinuses.
And it would go into my throat.
Oh, your throat?
That would then it would trigger that smoker hack. and then I'd be like, I'd just be sitting there like I just choked on a chicken bone at breakfast.
I remember we used to do these breakfast meetings at this other radio station we worked at where they'd get everybody on the same page. I remember this happening once when we were at Tam's place. It was the place we used to go for breakfast, and you started coughing.
Yeah.
And you got up and left.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, oh, God, that sucks. But that was
Sucks for your Tabasco.
all because you inhaled too hard. Yeah, for me, it always happens when I'm eating like fried rice or like any kind of rice. And I just, I'll be taking a breath and eating at the same time. And I'm like,
Don't take a
why
breath.
did I do that?
Can't you stop taking a breath for a second while you eat?
I don't know. I guess I
resume breathing again.
I mean, sometimes, yeah, I'm great at it, but it's just every once in a while it happens, and then I start choking.
How about when it goes up the nose, when it goes into the nasal cavity?
Yeah, I've had that
That's the
before.
worst part.
I've had that
I don't even
before.
know how that's physically.
And it gets sucked into your sinuses.
How that physically can happen, but God, I hope everybody enjoyed their Easter.
And stay away from glitter beer because it's just ridiculous. There's no way that it's going to be better than anything else. I didn't taste it. I told you I wasn't going to taste it.
Oh, you did not taste it?
No, it was just all glittery.
Come on, dude. You're like up for whatever.
I know, but
Mr. Up for whatever.
I don't. It's like a foreign object. They're putting glitter in beer. I don't even know how they're doing.
What is the weirdest thing you've ever eaten? Didn't you eat like a cow's intestine once or something like that? That's where poop travels.
No,
yeah, you won't drink
think
glitter
so.
beer.
I mean,
I guarantee you've inhaled the glitter on accident.
What have I had? I've had snails. Snails is that's pretty weird.
That's grosser than glitter.
Well, it's it's an animal just like anything else.
Although it is more organic.
So like a land. It's like a clam. It's kind of like eating a clam. It's just a land. What do they call that? Land yacht? No, land.
Land clam.
Yeah, land clam. I forget what they use that term is when you talk about it's on land, but it doesn't matter.
Why do your friends call it escargot?
I don't know. That's just the French pronunciation for it. That's what you call the dish.
Okay.
So, hey, we got another clue. Man in the Box, our final week. Congratulations to Stefan Jones again, who won it last week. He found Kyle in a cat box at the Woods Humane Society in North County, their cat facility up in Atascadero.
What are we going to do this week? This is the last week to win Allison Chain's.
Yeah, I know. We got a clue coming up at 7:20. We better figure this out. We'll get to it. 7:20 coming up with the next clue. Man in the Box, our final pair of tickets to win to see Alice in Chains. Vina Robles Amphitheater coming up later this summer.
Okay, so you won't drink beer with glitter in it.
Nope, not going to do it. No Goldschlager either. Not again, anyway.
There was a beer that was developed especially for yesterday, okay, by this crew down in Texas. And I don't know, like, they introduced some candy into beer, but they must have been like on shrooms or smoking lots of weed in order to come up with the idea to do this. We'll tell you the latest about Peeps beer.
Gross. I hate Peeps anyway.
The worst candy
next to candy corn.
Let's take the worst candy in the world. Yeah, candy corn is worse than Peeps. You're right. Let's take the worst candy in the world and put it in something beautiful like beer. We'll tell you about the Collective Brewing Project coming up.
Online, it's kzoz.com. You can catch the podcast there. Subscribe to it on Apple Podcasts and YouTube. It's just Jeff and Jeremy. You can also get us at Podbean. So these Texas brewers are making beer, and they're using Peeps. Are they infusing them with Peeps?
It is. They're using Peeps in the brewing process. It is a sour beer. They use 30 boxes of Peeps. Also, it happens to be purple in color, and because Peeps have glitter in them, it's got this same edible glitter that you were talking about in the beer that you were offered over the weekend.
So I got Ollie on the phone from Firestone. It's what are you doing right now?
I'm actually trying to get some free beer for the weekend here. We're doing a little beer giveaway for employees.
It's very noisy there. Are you are they canning beer where you're at or what?
No, I'm actually out in the street by the warehouse here. I'm trying to get my free case.
So hold on a second. So my wife grew up in a small community in Northern California, and every once in a while the food, it's like the food bank will come by, and everybody lines up for the food bank. Like a truck will come by this small community. Is that what it's like right now? Like the beer trucks back it up, and you guys are all clamoring around saying me.
That's not a bad description, actually. You're pretty right on with that.
So you've heard of glitter beer, right?
I know the Peep beer that you guys are talking about right now.
Okay, well, we kind of got on it because I was offered a glitter beer yesterday, and I wouldn't drink it because it's like Goldschlager. I don't like things floating in my drinks, and it's just weird. Anyways, so Jeff found this story of these guys making these Peeps beer out of like using Peeps candy that you get around Easter time. But this is a sour beer. I don't know a lot about sour beers.
Initially, I'm like, gross, okay? But then I started thinking about it. I'm like, wait, marshmallows are just made out of sugar.
Yes.
So you use sugar in the brewing process. So
Yes.
is that, I mean, it's probably not as gross as I think it is, right?
You know, it probably balances out a little bit of the tartness of the sour beer itself. So normally with a sour beer, either they ferment that beer with some type of bacteria like lactobacillus or something. Brett, sometimes they ferment with sour beers. And so probably what they were doing is they made a sour beer. And then, however, I don't know how they did the concoction with the Peeps, but I'm sure they did some type of blend. My question would be how if they must have pasteurized it or something to kill off that bacteria, because that bacteria will keep consuming sugars, and you could have a little time bomb on your hand, especially if you bottle it, because you're creating more CO2 and more alcohol in the beer itself.
Wow, that sounds fun.
I don't know how they're doing it, but I'm imagining that they must have pasteurized it. It must be a balance between sweet and tart, would be my guess.
You know what you should do is you should flash that Firestone card. You give these people a call, and you're like, hey, this is Ali from Firestone. Send me up a couple bottles of your stuff just so we could check it out. And I bet you they bend over backwards to send you the beer.
I might have to do that. I might have to check it out now just to get back to you guys about the news story here.
Here you are wasting your time fighting with everybody else for that truck to back up to the offices there when you could just get on the phone.
And he'll probably overnight that stuff to you. Ollie from Firestone with us. Hey, how's the beer bong coming along?
You know what? It is ready whenever you guys want to do this. You guys need to let me know.
How long is it?
It's going to be the size of the tank, so about 50 feet.
Oh
up
my
in the
God!
air.
Oh my God!
Yes. Oh yeah,
dude, that beer is going to be traveling like 50 miles an hour by the time it hits your lips, jackass.
I know, and with the tubing itself, it's going to be awesome.
Wow!
I can't wait to punish somebody.
All the Philadelphia Eagles had to do was score 2 more points.
Well, maybe we should do this sooner than later then. I was thinking we would do it right before we kick off football season next year for the Red Zone Challenge, but I don't know. Maybe we should do it sooner than later. I mean,
actually,
Jeff,
you know what?
Jeff just moved up there, so it's not like he's very far.
Hey, here's the thing, okay? Anything can happen over a period of time, and who knows? Maybe I'll die before football season starts.
Yeah, so we should do it sooner than later.
Maybe we should push it off to football season.
No,
that is not a good way to weasel out of a bet here, man.
Yeah, Jeff got hit by a bus, but he doesn't have to do that beer bong. All right, dude. Well, enjoy your free beer. Hey, love the new lager. Love it.
Oh, I'm glad to hear,
just in time
man.
for summer.
It is, and it's really good. That's my favorite beer right now.
It is mine, too. You know what Jeff said when he tasted it? I said, hey, what's this remind you of? Say it, Jeff.
It reminded me of Lucky. It reminded me of Lucky Lager. But here's the thing, Ollie. I just downed like a big gulp of coffee prior to. And then when I got home and I enjoyed one on its own with dinner, it was fuller. It was better. It was better than a Lucky.
It's a good, easy drinking summer beer, man.
Yep.
Got to get you guys some more of that stuff.
Oh, hey, one more thing before you go.
Back up that truck.
Are you gonna be joining us on the walk? I heard some Firestone people are going to be walking with us this Saturday up at Paso for Walk a Mile in Her Shoes. Do you know about this yet?
I did not know about that one. No.
Well, we at least want to give you the invite. Hold on, and we'll give it to you. All right.
All right.
There's Ollie from Firestone Walker, our buddy in the Red Zone Challenge.
So
50 feet.
It could be
50 feet, Jeff.
Peeps beer could be dangerous, but worth a try.
I want 50 feet of Peeps beer in your mouth. That's what I want.
If it's sour, I'm not going to be a happy camper.
Always great talking to Ollie. I am so looking forward to this beer bong thing that's going to happen. So if you missed what we're talking about, Jeff, actually, this was your idea. You came up with this.
Yeah, and I thought I was going to win the contest. So.
And the contest was we were just
at least
picking.
come in second place.
What did we pick? 3 games every week? or 5?
We did the 5 closest
Games
games
of the week.
of the spread. Yes.
And then whoever finished last between the 3 of us, meaning they picked the least amount of games correct, they had to do this beer bong.
I think it's
up
very
to 80
apropos
ounces
because I didn't think the Rams were going to finish an 11-5 on the season.
You know, that's how it goes, man. Injuries, things happen. So this is going to go down at Firestone, and what's so cool about it is, I was talking to some of the guys up there and Ollie, and they've custom built this beer bong, and these guys are more excited about this than anyone else. And from what I understand is, no one is allowed to touch it until you christen it with the 80 ounces.
My
in
virgin
hell.
lips. Go on it. Here's the thing: is I don't think you all are going to get the desired effect that you want from the beer bong. Like, I'm not going to get like drunk or anything like that because
I know that's not what I want.
Even when I did,
I imagine 90% of this goes all over your body, your face, and it's just like the biggest.
Even when we took a garden hose and attached it to a 2-liter of Mountain Dew and ran some duct tape around it, I still could not do a full beer in a beer bong.
You're going to look like
I am not a gulper. I am not a gulper.
You're going to look like that young Chinese girl in a Chinese adult film.
Yeah,
with 5 guys standing around.
I'm not gonna. It's not gonna be.
I
good.
think you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
And you got a 50-foot tube. Just oh my God, that's 50 feet in the air. And we've been there. I mean, those. I don't know how tall that building is, but
maybe with that much, I'm just trying to think my way through this. That much force, it will go down that quickly. It has no choice but to go into your body. Like it's so quick that it's traveling so quick. That but what if I'm like I'm not ready. I don't know.
This is almost going to be like waterboarding you with beer.
Worst beer bonger in the world. The worst beer bonger in the world. Like it's just pathetic. My attempts. At
What's your record?
Record? I don't have a record. There's no record for a guy that sucks.
I did 4 beers, which is what 24, 48 ounces. When I was
in one beer bong.
When I was 21 years old. Yeah.
Yeah. How'd that go down? Did you get a lot of it down?
I got it all down, and I didn't. I didn't throw up.
And I've never understood the shotgunning of the beer either.
No, I hate that. I hate all that stuff. I couldn't do it now. I tried to do a shotgun with a girl. We were at some fundraiser golf tournament. They had a bunch of Cal Poly kids out there. One of the holes, they were harassing you as you teed off.
Oh, like we do. With
Weren't you supposed to be there?
With the
I don't know, but anyways,
with the Club 10, with the
right,
yeah,
right. They were heckling, and so they were just trying to get all these girls. And they were cute. They were Cal Poly students. They were trying to get you to beer bong. And my buddy kind of shoved me out there. He goes, he went to WSU. He can do it.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And I said, okay, I'll do it. So I thought she was going to murder me. I shotgunned the beer in 7 seconds, and she had half of it all down her. Let's just say it turned into a wet T-shirt contest.
Yes.
That was kind of fun.
Then you win that one.
I won, and she didn't, but still, 7 seconds is nothing to be proud of.
You win, and then you win again because it was a wet T-shirt contest.
Coming up 7:20, next clue in Man in the Box. Our final pair is this week. You got to find Kyle in the box. We'll give you the first clue to help you get there at 7:20, and we'll do Dumbass next.
Remember the first time you ever drank?
Yes.
Yeah.
13. My buddy Jimmy Fairbanks came over, spent the night. We got into my dad's bar, and man, we got sick. We had no idea what we were doing.
Right, because it's liquid and it doesn't hit you.
We had each a 6-pack of this stuff called Koala Springs.
What's Koala Springs?
It was like a spring water that was flavored, like you would get today. Like agave and like or guava. I don't know what it was. It was all stupid. It was all passion fruit.
Wait. But
it was a sparkling. No. I'm sorry. Let me clarify. It was just a sparkling flavored water, and we poured half of the. It was like in a 12-ounce can.
Well, that was your mixer.
We poured half of it out, and then we took vodka, whiskey, and rum, and filled the other 3.
Oh, good.
That's smart. I did that 6 times. Yeah. We drank a 6-pack of that.
That's what I say. Next time I get a bad drink at a bar, I'm going to be like, "What are you? A 13-year-old make this?" Unless if it's a strong drink.
I remember we got really hammered. We were falling down, and then all of a sudden we both started throwing up. Mm-hmm. And
not fun.
Yeah, it was really.
And do you remember thinking, "Man, I will never recover from this. I might die." Do you remember having that?
I didn't. I got close to going up and getting my mom because I was so sick and I couldn't stop throwing up that I thought I had to go to the hospital. I probably gave myself alcohol poisoning. Didn't drink again until probably I was 20 years old.
Yeah, a mom in Kentucky tried to teach her daughter a lesson after the first time she got drunk, and
Oh, I love these. Is this like where you have the kid smoke the whole pack of cigarettes?
Yeah,
when he gets
we
caught?
talked about this last week, and this the problem is the mom is now facing charges. We'll get to the details coming up. Dumbass of the day.
How pathetic can some people be?
So I was at one of these meetings last May, and the woman who organized the meeting was like, all right, everybody, let's do an icebreaker. Why don't we go around the room and why don't you say your name and where you work? And, oh, why don't you tell us if you played any April Fool's pranks this year? Now I'm second in line. Woman in front of me drops this number on me. She says, oh, on April Fool's? I was just calling people and begging them to play pranks on me because April Fool's meant so much to me and my dad, and he passed away this last year, and I just thought it might be nice to experience some April Fool's in his memory. I was looking at the organizer of the meeting going, what the f***? That should be pretty safe, right? Did you play any April Fool's pranks this year? That shouldn't conjure up any daddy death issues, all right? And I'm a comedian, which means my brain is a douchebag. So when it was my turn, I was like, oh, April Fool's, it was great. I played all these pranks with my dad. We just prank it up on April Fool's Day. They call us the pranksters. We've got jerseys made. Oh, it's great. He's just so alive.
Dumbass of the day. 93.3 KZOZ.
Terrible.
But
Did you get anybody yesterday?
something you and I would do. That's I've handed over the reins to my wife. She
Good.
gets the kids now, and she had a rule. She
The
said,
kids are fun because they just,
but it couldn't be Easter related because we did not want to scar them for life with Easter. So we had to celebrate on one hand, and on the other hand, divvy up the pranks. And it's funny because my 4-year-old, after she gets pranked, she spends the entire day
Trying to prank you?
to prank everybody else. But like they're 4, so it's like you could see it coming a mile away.
Yeah. You're like, oh, wow, you got me.
So you have to act like you're like, oh wow, you really got me on that one. Mom, I don't know if she got to do any April Fool's pranks on her daughter. Chances are maybe not because she's facing felony first-degree criminal abuse of her daughter. So they're on shaky ground right now. Kentucky woman, her name is Miranda because she's from Kentucky.
Miranda.
Investigators got an anonymous tip that a video on social media showed her forcing her daughter to drink earlier this month.
How old was her daughter again?
Or I guess it was last month because this was March. How old was her daughter? A teenager.
It's her daughter,
It just
yeah.
says teenager.
Oh,
I
okay.
think they're kind of protecting her on this one. The police department got a copy of the video, and that's when Miranda told investigators that she previously caught her teenage daughter drinking and sought to punish her. But on the footage, the video, since that social media thing, man, she could she was overheard saying that she could get $1 million from MTV for the video.
Oh, like she's like making fun of her daughter as she's drinking?
Yeah.
I got it.
Now the teen can be heard on the video gurgling and saying no on the video as her mom is forcing her to guzzle down booze like you and Ali are going to do
God.
to me
Yeah.
at Firestone.
Yeah, you're a grown man.
The
though.
difference is I'm over
And this was your
over
idea.
21.
And you lost a bet.
I don't know. I need to talk to Jeffrey Stolberg on this one.
Yeah, good luck.
The captain, the police department says she appeared highly intoxicated.
This is just awful.
For a Kentucky captain, police officer, to say that somebody seems highly intoxicated. They've seen a lot. Let's face it. That's bourbon country, okay? They've seen a lot of highly intoxicated people. Eventually, she fell face first out of a chair.
Oh, my gosh.
In the video, the mom, Miranda, was arrested on Wednesday. She disputed the charges and intends to fight the allegations, saying that, she's my daughter and I can punish her how I feel.
Yeah, that's not the case so much anymore. It used to be how it was. You can get in trouble for spanking your kids now.
That minute she said, we can get $1 million. We need $1 million from MTV for this.
Wow.
That's what's going to end up doing her in, ultimately.
Yeah, she's dumb.
And done.
And yeah, just
Dumb and done.
yeah.
Dumb and dunner.
I mean, God, it's probably too late to take the kid away, but
Yeah.
God, that's
Damaged goods right there.
You just
Already.
wonder if she did that to her little kid. Like,
Yeah,
what
I
else
know.
would she do to her kid? Like, this isn't your roommate that you hate.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, your roommate moves in, everybody's all happy, and then after 2-3 months together, you realize you want to kill the person. This is your kid. This is somebody you brought into the world.
Like 15 years ago when she was coming out of your body, I'm sure you did not think, man, one day I'm going to force guzzle her to... If I ever catch her drinking, I'm going to get her to put her in a chair and force her to drink.
Gosh.
Congratulations, Miranda. You're Jeff and Jeremy's.
Dumbass of the day. It's Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ.
Coming up here in a little bit, Man of the Box, we got our next clue. Just under 20 minutes away, 7:20. It's our first clue of the week for Man in the Box. Online, of course, you can always follow us at kzoz.com, ranker.com. They rank everything. Have come up with the coolest list of actors of all time. All right. Names like John Wayne, Jack Nicholson, Tom Hanks. Can you guess who's number one? Not any of the names I just mentioned, by the way. Who do you think the coolest actor of all time? This is,
Coolest.
They asked thousands and thousands of people this question, and this guy, it is an actor, came in as the coolest actor of all time. Quit typing. Are you trying to cheat?
No, I'm not.
What name comes to mind? Did I already say it?
Coolest actor? I'm going to go with... I'm just going to go with what I think, and to me, is Robert Duvall. Robert Duvall is the coolest actor of all time.
God, I love Robert Duvall.
I know. He's not the
Days
coolest.
of Thunder.
He's not the coolest.
Robert Duvall in Days of Thunder.
I love Robert Duvall.
Does he get better than Days of Thunder?
I don't know.
I mean, he does so many great ones.
The Judge, he was pretty good in The Judge.
The Judge. That was recent, right?
Yeah.
That was with Sandra Bullock?
No.
Who was in that?
It was with
a couple years ago.
Iron Man. What's his name? Robert Downey Jr.
Downey Jr. Yeah, that is really good.
Yeah.
No, Robert Duvall is not on this list. Well, he probably is. Hold on a second. Shoot. I closed the link.
You said it's on Ranker?
It's on ranker.com. And
okay. Well,
Robert Duvall not in the top 10. Clint Eastwood number 1 on this list.
Coolest?
He's a cool cat. I mean, right? The one guy that
he was cool until the whole weird thing
What?
at the Republican
well, the guy's he's like 90.
National Convention. Well, he ruined it for Mitt Romney. I think Mitt Romney had a fighting chance.
Nah, I don't know about that.
And then the whole Clint Eastwood thing. All the people were like, okay, yeah, conservatives are crazy, and then they went away.
Conservatives are crazy.
They're like, I don't want to put myself with that crew right there.
So they put out this list, and Charles Bronson did not make the top 10. To me, the coolest of cool. And the problem is, most of his movies took place in the 70s and early 80s. And so I could see how a lot of people probably his name wouldn't come to the forefront. Mm-hmm. But Charles Bronson was a badass. Do you remember?
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. But the way he died, not badass. Remember? It was the same way Michael Hutchins died.
No, you're thinking of the wrong guy. You're thinking of the guy from Kung Fu.
Yeah, isn't that Charles Bronson?
No, Charles Bronson. No. They're completely
Charles
different.
Bronson and that guy aren't the same person?
No, they're not.
Oh, well, my bad. Sorry. Where'd Bruce Willis come up on the list?
I'm opening it up right now.
Bruce Willis is a cool guy. I mean, hell, freaking Die Hard franchise.
I'm trying to bring up a picture of Charles Bronson. That's Charles Bronson.
Yeah, that's not the same guy?
No. Here.
Oh, wait, David Carradine. I always get it mixed up.
David Carradine.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
there
I'm
you
sorry.
go. All right.
Charles Bronson came in 35 on the list. I'm looking through the list right now.
Oh, okay. So he did make the list.
Robert Duvall, 41, just outside the top 40. But he beat out. You want to know who he beat out? Jeff Bridges, the dude.
See, now Jeff Bridges should be higher on this list. Okay,
rank him up then. Rank him up.
Let's go. Okay, Tom Hanks. I think he's a great. I'll give it to him. But he's right in between. Steve McQueen. Come on, let's go down. Come on, Steve McQueen. Paul Newman. Yeah, he. James Dean. Yeah, Jack Nicholson. Yeah, Sean Connery.
Gosh.
Robert De Niro.
I'm looking at the 40s right
Harrison
now.
Ford, John Wayne. I mean, these are all solid names.
How does Kurt Russell beat out Jeff Bridges? I think Kurt Russell is like dork upon dorks.
Well, it was all kind of like that cheesy romantic.
I'm voting Kurt Russell down, dude. I'm voting him down.
Let's see here.
Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah, Cary Grant. Some of these names are just so old. Sam Elliott should be higher, but he shouldn't be higher than the dude. Sam Elliott comes in at number 16, all right? What do you know Sam Elliott for? You know him for Dodge commercials and Coors Light commercials.
Yeah, but he was also the...
he was in the, Big Lebowski, but he was just...
In Parks and Rec, he was Ron Swanson's counterpart
okay. Nobody knows
at the other city. What was the city that they absorbed?
The rich city?
Yeah.
I forget.
Yeah. He was Ron Swanson.
You were more into that show than me.
Of that town. He plays a very good role in Parks and Rec.
Liam Neeson is higher than the dude. Higher than Jeff Bridges.
Can I tell you what I like about this list? George Clooney, 49.
Well, George Clooney shouldn't be that high.
George Clooney should be way higher than that, but I'm glad that he's not. Like, George Clooney is the top of... Like, Matthew McConaughey right now is beating out George Clooney on this list.
Alan Rickman? You remember who Alan Rickman was?
Oh, yes. But rest in peace, bro. I mean, come on.
Well, he did die, but still, he was the villain in Die Hard. I mean...
You can't hate on him.
You're going to put him above Bill Murray? Bill Murray,
Bill Murray's overrated.
You're such an idiot.
Bill Murray is overrated.
I hate that you don't like him.
I don't know why
it really bothers me that you don't like him. Bill Murray is a brilliant, genius, hilarious human being.
Just throw
Probably
it out
the funniest man to ever walk the
I'll never
planet.
understand the love affair that American society has currently for Bill Murray. I just don't. I don't get it. It's one of those things that I'm like, I just look at it and I'm like, I don't get it. Now, Ghostbusters Bill Murray, hilarious. If we were in 1984, I'd be like, yeah, I totally understand why Bill Murray is a cool person. But what has Bill Murray done lately? What has he done lately?
Well, okay, but it doesn't matter what he's done lately. I mean, there's so many names on here. A lot of people that are around that haven't done anything. Look at James Garner, passed away. He should be higher at number 44. Let's grab a call here.
Burt
real
Reynolds
quick.
is okay. This list, Burt Reynolds, by the way, 87.
Hey, I have
Burt
a
Reynolds
question.
is like one of the coolest guys of all time.
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
Who do you think the coolest actor of all time is?
Actor, being a man.
When you think of actor, dude, cool, badass, who do you think of?
Personally, me, Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Let's see.
Okay.
Where's JD fall?
JD's in the top 20. I think he's like number 19.
Okay.
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 The pirate.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Johnny Depp. Yeah. I mean, girls are into him because, he's whatever. What number was he, Jeff? It was
Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
He's not in the top 20.
He's 30. He's 30.
He comes in at number 30.
All right. I'm gonna
right
bump
above
that guy up for you.
and appropriately right above Bill Murray.
Son of a bitch. Hold on. I'm bumping Bill Murray up, but I'm going to bump Johnny Depp up too because since she said that. You can let us know, 543-3693. Kind of a fun thing to go. We should get this going on Facebook and Twitter. You can weigh in there. And, of course, on the 805 Beer text lines, 543-3693. Here comes your final week, the final chance to win these tickets.
Where's the man?
At least for now.
I'm going to miss this, by the way. I'm going to miss this song.
I'm not.
I'm going to miss putting Kyle in a box. You saw the picture last week of him with the cat head on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he was
surprisingly enough, I thought Baggett Stadium would be a lot harder than Woods Humane Society in Atascadero.
Right.
But Woods Humane Society in Atascadero is like it was an hour plus before we got somebody.
It was like an hour, 10 minutes or something like that.
Figured
Yeah.
it out. So that's really cool.
Congrats to Stefan Jones again, by the way. He was the big winner. He got the tickets.
I just turned on my radio and I figured it was right here. And I went down there.
And the funny thing is, you remember there was a gal coming from Napomo.
I know, it's the
Some
worst.
guy was.
He said,
I think James calls his girlfriend and says, "Hey, get the kid, get him in the car, and get up to Tascadero because they got the tickets up there."
2 minutes away from the Woods Humane Society.
Drove all the way from Napomo.
And the thing is, you're a big proponent of people not having kids. I will say this, okay?
She didn't have the kid, she probably would
She
have won
would have
them.
made it. She would have made it.
Yeah, because you got to get the kid in the car seat. You know how long that takes.
Gotta
I have
put him
no
in the
idea.
car seat.
What does that take? 5 minutes to get him in the car?
Sometimes depends on how fussy they're being, but it's definitely 2 minutes.
All right, start
Minimum.
over this week. New location. Here's your first clue.
Historic. We're talking historic locales.
All right, so Historic is the first clue in Man in the Box. This Friday, you can find him. You can win those tickets. If you want to find out more, go to kzoz.com. If you missed the clue, it's going to be at kzoz.com today, but we're going to give it to you one more time. It's historic. That is the first clue for Man in the Box on our final week of tickets to see Alice in Chains with KZOZ at the Vita Robles Amphitheater coming up on August the 28th. Get your tickets at kzoz.com.
The king of the Irish Goodbye just texting in saying, just filled out my Vinyl 4 bracket. You guys did not make that easy. LOL. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not. I mean, you're like, okay, at least with the NCAA tournament, and I look at the matchups in the NCAA tournament, I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever, Creighton, sure, move them through to the 16. Let's see here. Duke, I know that they're good for a Sweet 16 at bare minimum, Elite 8, probably in the Final Four. You could do that, right? But when you're talking about taking 16 of the best albums from the respective decades, how many albums were released in those decades?
Right.
And you're taking the 16? So, like, I'm looking at a matchup like Pearl Jam and Rage Against the Machine.
You're in the 90s?
Yeah. That's a 116 matchup. I love both those albums. Both those albums were groundbreaking. They were both very important to music at that time. And they're going up against each other. You're forcing me to choose a favorite between Pearl Jam's 10 and Rise Against Rage Against the Machine.
Or Rise Against the Machine.
Rage Against the
That
Machine.
came on later.
Not Rise Against. Rage Against. Oh my God, it's so confusing. But you're forcing me to go against the self-titled debut against Rage Against the Machine?
It's because we set it up by decade, which I don't know how else you do this. How do you decide, like, would you ever put up 10 against, I don't know, Led Zeppelin 2? Like, how would that even make sense? So the only way it makes sense is that you have to put each decade together in a region, and then you have to figure out who comes out the best of that decade, and then they take on the other decades, and that's how you determine the best album of all time.
We'll find out when the Vinyl 4 comes about, and wherever the prospective album from each decade, the one that beats all comers in that decade, will go on to face another decade in the semifinals, and then on to the finals, just like, what you're watching right now with the NCAA tournament.
Go online, go to kzoz.com, and vote in our poll question. It's brought to you by our friends at surfnetusa.com, and we're asking you, we took the 4 number 1 seeds, and we put them up against each other, and we're saying, which one do you think has the greatest chance of winning this thing?
When I filled out my bracket,
none of those made it.
None of those are in my foot. Wait, no, that's not true. One of them is. One of those is in my Vinyl 4, but I don't think that one has the strongest chance of winning. In fact, I think it's the weakest of them, and that's Pearl Jam's 10. But anyways, there's lots of questions that people have been writing in with, and we will attempt to answer some of those questions, like about like how this contest works, because people filled out the bracket. Now they want to know what to look for and when the outcome is. We'll get to those coming up.
It's the Vinyl 4 brought to you by our friends at Mid-Coast Mower and Saw and Husqvarna. Go to kzoz.com. You can actually sign up and fill out your bracket right now.
Okay, so a lot of people chiming in over the weekend about the tangibles about the Vinyl 4. Like, yeah, you filled out this bracket. Now what do you do with this bracket? It's kind of like the NCAA. It's like when you hand Cindy, the receptionist, the bracket and say, hey, fill this out. And Cindy, the receptionist, is like, okay, all right. And then she fills it out. And she's like, now what do I do with it?
You hit save your picks. That's it.
Yeah, save your picks. That's the most important thing.
What do you mean? How are people confused about this?
Well, people want to know how the matchups are determined. And that is based on what you do as a fan of the music and the bands that are represented in the Vinyl 4.
I had a lot of people asking me why certain albums didn't make the cut. And I said, well, because we had a selection committee and we actually asked people on Facebook, Twitter, to let us know what they thought the top 10 albums of each decade were. And so that's kind of where our reference point started.
This is how it happens.
And I say I wasn't a part of this.
But the selection committee was. And this is how it happens every year with the NCAA tournament, right? The NCAA, they've got, 600 teams to pick from? Now, a lot of, I think 34 of them get automatic bids because they win their conferences, but then they've got to pick the other half of or 30 teams to go in as at-larges, and that's the problem. I got a lot of comments over the weekend. Motley Crue's Dr. Feelgood. That's one that I necessarily cannot argue with. I think that should be represented in the 80s. I mean, don't you? I mean, for me, Dr. Feelgood, better album than Bon Jovi's Slippery When Wet at a number 8 seed. Yet it's still a number 8 seed sitting there in the 80s, and Motley Crue is not there. But the selection committee did what the selection committee does. Queen's Night at the Opera, another one I heard a lot of rumblings about. How come that's not represented in the 70s? Sorry, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Selection committee just did not like that. I don't know. But there are people writing in asking who determines what the best album is in the matchups. And that will be determined by you, the listener, not by filling out your bracket right now. But we will have a 1-week voting period for each round of the Final Four in which you get to vote. Not only do you get to vote, and I can't stress this more than anything. Okay?
Is this going to be a good idea? Because people will be trying to lobby other people to vote for certain things.
Listen,
because what happens is once you fill out your bracket ahead of time, that's where you're going in for the grand prize, which is tickets to every show at the fair and parking and admission and all that kind of stuff. Then you have to come back each week and go to the website and vote out of each region or each decade or for each matchup.
For each round. So you're doing the complete round one and then see how everything shakes out. And you're damn right. If I'm look at the prize that's up for grabs here. Okay, every single show at the California Mid-State Fair this year, passes to the fair, 2 passes to the fair and parking. Okay, so you're talking about a week and a half full of entertainment that usually costs you a lot of money, right? Now all you have to worry about is the proliferaries. How much money do you save on beer? You just get to. Although if you have a license to go every night, then you might spend more money on beer. But
what's going to be interesting in this is the people that have trends as they listen and they pay attention to what's going on, and when they feel like you may be like, I'll be in on this right now, and you fill out your bracket and you send it in and you pick Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction to beat Beastie Boys' License to Ill. But then in a couple of weeks when we start the voting rounds, if you're not here and the people that voted for Guns N' Roses aren't here to vote, then and Beastie Boys could,
or Beastie Boys gets a
huge upset,
a groundswell of support. And what you could theoretically see happening, like what if a fan club
gets
any of these bands
gets word of this,
catches wind of this,
yeah,
and they say, hey, go here and vote for Alice in Chains. And Alice in Chains kicks ass all the way through the thing, which at a 6 seed coming out of the 90s, I mean, they're not a sexy pick. Dirt is not a sexy pick. It's a good album.
All right, so
it's not a sexy pick.
This is not brain surgery.
Best album of all time.
Bracketologies have been around for a long time. We don't need to, totally beat this thing into the ground.
Break it down.
But I mean, at the end of the day, you got to fill out your bracket now, and you got to turn that in, and then in a couple of weeks when we start, we're going to let you know. Go. We'll keep you updated on what's going on with the results, and each round will have an entire week for you to go in and vote.
Yeah, but that's an entire week for you to go in and vote and get your sister, your brother, your neighbor, your doctor, your custodian,
whoever it is,
to get there and vote as well too, because you want to win that prize.
Each round by round winner is going to score $100 cash. Not bad.
Cash.
It's all brought to you by our friends at Midcoast Mower and Saw, as well as Husqvarna. Check it out right now. It's the Vinyl 4 at KZOZ.com. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning online, KZOZ.com. You can find us there 24/7. Man in the Box. Today's clue, historic. Don't forget on Friday, we throw the Man in the Box back out on the Central Coast. You find him, and you win tickets. This is your final chance. Final chance.
Peanut butter jelly time. Where you at?
PBB, PBJ.
There you go.
I saw this is Peanut Butter and Jelly Day.
It's the buckwheat boys. Can you eat peanut butter and jelly on buckwheat? That's the name of the guys that did this song.
What is buckwheat? Isn't that a real thing? Or is that just a name?
No, I think buckwheat's like a dark kind of bread.
Yeah.
I had a marble rye. I had a turkey on a marble rye yesterday.
Oh, that marble rye, that's good stuff.
That's an underrated bread.
Yeah,
because it's not as harsh as rye.
It's kind of like our, it's
Rye's
a forgotten bread. I mean, it's been around for a long time.
Oh, like regular rye or dark rye that's a strong taste. But you marble it in there with a little white, and it cuts back on the bite.
Do you still eat the peanut butter and jelly?
I do. I'm fine with it. Here's the problem: is my daughter's grown up on me. She'd much rather the turkey and cheese sandwich, still with the crust cut off, so she's not grown up all the way. But she would much rather.
Is that how you ate your sandwiches growing up with the crust off?
No.
What about your wife?
No.
I remember I had a friend and he wouldn't eat the crust. I'm like, what is your problem?
And
Nancy boy, eat the crust.
If I ever asked for it with the crust cut off, my mom would be like, "Yeah, eat around it. I'm not cutting the crust off. It's not in my forte." But me, I will cut the crust off of her sandwiches, so she has it. But now she's all in on turkey and cheese. She won't do the peanut butter and jelly. I'm like, "Why don't you like the peanut butter and jelly?" I don't know what her version is to it. I even make it the Bill Belichick way.
What if you, yes, I did. My wife wanted a peanut butter and jelly sandwich last week, and I made her the Bill Belichick peanut butter and jelly, which is peanut butter on both sides and then jam so the jam doesn't leak through.
Yes.
Now, she's a strawberry preserves person.
Yes.
I don't like the chunky strawberries in my
Maybe that's
sandwich.
what it is, because
Well, I'm thinking maybe you switch up the jelly. Maybe instead of doing...
Because I go strawberry with her.
What about raspberry?
Well, this is the thing with raspberries. She loves raspberries, so I bought her a big thing of raspberries the other day, and she says to me, she goes, "I don't like those." After eating like 2 raspberries, I'm like, "You used to like raspberries. You used to like, because they're in season right now." So she would say she used to eat raspberries to the tune of like she would take a whole little, those little 6-ounce flats of them.
Yeah.
She would eat them all, like be done, and be like, "Hey, can I have some?
Great.
Can I have some more raspberries?" She said to me, "It tastes like eating nails." She says, she goes, "It feels like there's nails in there."
Okay, what are you talking about?
And I'm like, huh?
Is it the seeds?
Yes, it is the seeds.
Oh,
so
okay.
maybe she...
You can get the seedless raspberry jam. Or is it...
can?
It's jelly. It's raspberry jelly, does not have seeds in it. If you get the jam, it has the seeds. If you have the jelly, it does not have the seeds.
They sell a raspberry jelly?
A seedless, yeah. Because other people don't like the seeds either.
Because the nails?
They're full of nails.
But maybe that's why she doesn't like the peanut butter and jelly, because I make it with strawberry. If I went grape, like grape jelly is tame as you can go, right?
Right.
She has like the stuff feeling in her mouth. She doesn't like. There's certain things.
Yeah, I'm thinking switch it up on her.
Like certain candies.
Or try the crunchy peanut butter. Of course, she might say the peanut butter has nails.
That's not going to. That's
true.
That's.
Here's something to think about. Think about this. One sandwich the rest of your life, what would it be?
You can only eat that sandwich?
You can only eat that sandwich. I'm really tossed. Because my favorite sandwich gives me the worst heartburn. Do you have a sandwich that gives you heartburn? This sandwich gives me the worst heartburn, and every time I eat it, and the older I get, the worse it gets. We'll get to...
pastrami?
We'll get... No, it's not.
Okay.
We'll get to it coming up. You can weigh in as well. 543-3693. Call or text. It's the 805 text line at 543-3693. Jeff and Jeremy, your favorite sandwich all time. This is a sandwich you have to live on forever.
What's banh mi?
Banh mi? A banh mi sandwich?
BAHN, new word, M-I.
I would look it up. It's some sort. I think I've had a banh mi sandwich before.
Banh mi. I could be saying it wrong.
You just don't pronounce the end. It's just banh mi sandwich, I believe is how you say it. But I'm not.
Well, it sounds like you're saying balmy. Oh my God, they sell them everywhere. They sell them Okimomo, Lotus, Mitten Craft. Our good friends down at Mitten Craft.
Yeah, I think that's where I had it. There's a good banh mi sandwich down there.
Banh mi.
No, quit saying banh mi. It's a banh mi sandwich.
Banh mi. I think that's what it says. It's got a little accent over the A.
What does it say on the
banh mi
on the banh mi sandwich?
It's the Vietnamese word for bread. It's like a baguette. So that's not telling me much.
Okay, well, as you look it up,
I've had banh mi and other dishes around the world, so I know what good banh mi is. Apparently the Lotus banh mi is packed with flavor and fresh ingredients, but it's basically a French bread sandwich with Vietnamese offerings in the middle. That's what it is. Okay, I'll go ahead and give it a try, I guess.
All right, let's see here. God, that
doesn't, take
forever.
that doesn't sound. It's a
It's a
very
baguette.
good.
It's with mayonnaise, And then you have chicken, cucumber slices, pickled carrots, onion, radish, cilantro, and jalapeno peppers. Yeah. And everybody kind of does theirs a little bit different, but that's your typical.
Okay.
Oh, my God, the Monte Cristo. Thank you so much, David and AG. I love the Monte Cristo. My favorite
What is that one?
breakfast sandwich.
It's French bread?
So, no. It's
French toast?
Well, it's kind of like a French toast breakfast sandwich. So they take, it's 3 pieces of bread like a clubhouse.
Is this the one that gives you the heartburn?
No, it
The Monte
isn't.
Cristo?
It isn't. I just forgot about the Monte Cristo. But you can't eat that the rest of your life because that'll kill you. I mean, I guess you could, as long as you don't eat it every day.
As long as you eat nothing else for the rest of the day.
It's like a French toast sandwich. So what you do is it looks like a club because there's 3 pieces of bread. And then there's ham and cheese on one side, and then the middle piece of bread. And then there's turkey and cheese on the other side, and then the last piece of bread. They roll it in egg batter, right? And then they cook it on a stove, and they melt it. So it's a melt, but it's got egg on the outside, and so it's like French toast. And then they sprinkle powdered sugar on it. And then they cut it like into triangles, like a club. And then they usually give you raspberry jam. Some other people do other different jams.
Indulgent.
And you spread the jam on there and you eat it.
a
So
lot.
it's sweet, it's savory. It's just, oh my gosh. You've never had one?
No. Speaking of indulgent,
It's the best.
Prince writes in, okay. He goes, he would actually go with the peanut butter and jelly. But what he likes to put on his peanut butter and jelly, also with the peanut butter pastrami.
Pastrami and peanut butter and jelly? Come on, he's just being.
No.
He's just trying to be. Come on.
That's what we're asking you the question.
Outlandish.
And Eddie was like, really? Yeah, did you eat one sandwich for the rest of your life?
Jerry writes in, he says he likes that peanut butter and jelly with a slice of sharp cheddar on it.
Yeah. What are you guys doing messing up the peanut butter and jelly?
Well, you get the sweet, the savory, and the creamy of the peanut butter. Actually, it might be all right. I'm down to try it. You know what I hated growing up?
I go with Lisa's.
But my grandma used to make all the time because my grandpa loved them. It's peanut butter and honey. And now I love them. I love a peanut butter and honey sandwich. You get some good honey. You spread it on the bread with some peanut butter.
Isn't the perfect sandwich the BLT, though? It's got the best offerings of vegetables
so good.
and salt. I mean, it's like that's you just
Toasted, right? You got to have it toasted.
on sourdough.
My wife makes the most amazing club or BLT sandwich.
A club's just adding a slice of turkey.
Yeah, it's just turkey, right? That's all it is. Tuna fish, by the way, is my sandwich. I love tuna fish.
That gives you the heartburn?
Tuna fish always gives me heartburn. It doesn't matter. My wife, too. I don't know what the deal is, but if I'm going to have my tuna fish sandwich cold, it's going to be on white bread, and it's going to have Miracle Whip and mayonnaise in it.
That would be, for the rest of your life, that would be so boring. Like,
No, because you can also do the tuna melts, and then
no.
that's only mayonnaise. And what? What are you talking about? That's the same sandwich. You just cook it.
You're just adding cheese to it?
You're just adding cheese and you're cooking it. Other than that, my tuna fish is nothing but mayonnaise, Miracle Whip 50-50, and mixed up on a piece of bread, white bread, and that's it. There's nothing else. No pickles, no celery.
Yeah,
it's not tuna
I
salad
hate it
sandwich.
when it gets crunchy. Tastes like it's got nails in it. Isn't that the worst? Somebody brings you a tuna fish
I can just hear
sandwich.
your daughter
Somebody
saying
brings you a tuna fish sandwich. You're like, yeah, tuna fish. And you go into it. It's got all this like celery and relish. And you're like, why'd you bring? Why? Like, you can't even eat the rest of it. You're like, this is disgusting. But at least the people that are going with banh mi, they're going for some flavor. You got to eat this for the rest of your life. Tuna fish is a bland sandwich. My question is to you, is if I choose BLT, which I would choose BLT, would that still leave room for hot dogs on the table? Can I still eat a hot dog if I want?
It's not a sandwich. That's a hot dog.
Okay.
Just like a hamburger's not a sandwich. It's a hamburger.
But a hamburger is like a sandwich.
Hamburger's not like a sandwich. It's on a bun.
It is. It is.
If you put it on a bun, it's not a sandwich. If you put it between 2 pieces of bread, it's a sandwich.
That's not true. Because oftentimes, in fact, the way I prefer my tuna fish sandwich is on a hamburger bun.
Well, then it's a tuna burger. It's a tuna fish burger. What's just define?
But no, because burger is it's between 2 pieces of bread.
All right, here we go.
The hamburger
sandwich definition: Webster's Dictionary, an item of food consisting of 2 pieces of bread. That's all you need.
Hamburger and hot dog.
That's not bread. That's a bun.
Fit that bill.
Those are not 2 slices of bread.
Bread is a bun. Bun is a bread. Bun is bread. What do you think it's made out of?
No, it's different.
It is the same.
It's a bun. It's a bun.
543-36.
I'm looking right here at the definition of a sandwich: 2 slices of bread.
Yeah, bun is bread, bro. Bun is bread, bro.
Well, listen, I know it's similar to bread, but it's not bread.
We're going
It's
with
a bun.
B's today.
Otherwise,
Letter of
we
the
would
day is a
just
B.
we would just go to the store and buy buns and make sandwiches out of
Did
it.
you hear what I said? My tuna fish sandwich, I like it on a bun.
It's because you're unconventional. But there's nothing wrong with that. But there's a difference.
What about English muffin then? Are you going to tell me that's not bread either?
Yes. Listen, all these things are bread. Okay, let's.
That is bread. It is bread. It is the same makeup as bread.
Let's see what it says for food made of flour, water, yeast, and other
like a bun or
agents mixed together and baked.
Is bun bread?
So, but
Jeremy says bun is not bread.
Let me ask you this: why do we call it a loaf of bread, hamburger buns, or buns?
It's just the way
hot
it's
dog
cut.
buns.
It's just the way
buns,
it's cut.
And English muffins.
It's just the way it's cut.
What's a blueberry muffin? Blueberry muffin is bread.
Yes.
I mean, it's practically bread. So you're going to say everything's bread?
Well, if it's made up of bread, like a bun or a sourdough English muffin or anything, like what's the difference between a sourdough English muffin and a sourdough slice of bread? Nothing. Buns are bread.
No.
Buns are bread.
A sandwich
They're
is
made of bread.
A sandwich is made from bread.
Yeah. So you can eat a sandwich on a bun.
And an English muffin is a crumpet.
Therefore, if you are saying that you're going to go with tuna fish sandwich for the rest of your life as the only sandwich you're ever going to eat, that means you are eliminating a hamburger out of your repertoire. You cannot eat hamburgers for the rest of your life because you have chosen the tuna fish sandwich. Because a hamburger, no matter how many times you slice it, and no matter what you call the bread that it's on,
it's not a sandwich.
It is on bread.
It's not a sandwich. Otherwise, they would call it a hamburger sandwich.
Isn't it a food item between two pieces of bread?
Is it not called it must be called a hamburger sandwich when you go out to eat then. Can I get the hamburger sandwich?
I'm saying
they would bring you a hamburger on 2 slices of bread.
But you just read the definition for the sandwich, and you said it is food placed between 2 pieces of bread. That's what a hamburger is.
That's a bun. It's not bread. There's a difference.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
KZOZ.com online. That's where you can listen live. We should probably make this the SurfNet USA poll, but right now it's on the Facebook page. And the poll is, what did you write?
It's moving. It's moving. Is a hamburger a sandwich? And your options are yes or no.
I say no. It's a hamburger. There's a reason they call it a hamburger, and they don't call it a sandwich.
And
you go to a restaurant, you order a sandwich, you get a sandwich.
There's a hashtag buns are bread, bro. That is going on there too. It's just dangling out there. Are buns bread? Jeremy says buns are bread, but they're not sandwich bread. They are just buns.
All right, David, go ahead, man.
Gosh.
Hey, I agree with Jeff on this one.
Feed your dogs a sandwich, man. Feed those dogs a sandwich.
Yeah, if the hamburger was a sandwich, they would call it a sandwich. They would not call it a hamburger.
Well, what about when you have chicken burger or chicken sandwich?
That's
kind
true.
Of interchange.
That's true. That's on a bun. Chicken sandwich is on a bun.
Not always.
Sometimes, though, it is. Most of the time, if you get like a crispy chicken sandwich, it's not called a crispy chicken burger because it's on a bun.
Right.
You got nothing. You got nothing.
What about a French roll? Is a French roll bread? You get burger on a French roll. Is it now a sandwich or is it a burger?
What, the minute you put ground beef in a patty, it automatically eliminates it from being a sandwich, is what you're saying, Jeremy?
This is what I'm saying, all right?
What about a patty melt? Patty melt, is that a sandwich or is that a burger? Patty melt, it's a hamburger patty, right? So therefore, it would be a sandwich.
Here you go, guys. All right, and Joe writes in, and he makes a lot of sense. He says, bread is sliced, so the slices are the item you need for the sandwich. Buns are cooked as one item and cut in half for one meal. That's the difference. Yes, everything is made from bread and yeast and flour for the most part. But the difference is bread is sliced. Buns are cooked as one unit. Thank you for the call.
Why don't we ask a baker?
Let's get an expert on the line.
I got a baker on the line.
John from Slow Baked is here. And John, I have a question for you. Can you tell me the difference between a sandwich and a hamburger?
In my opinion, a hamburger is a sandwich.
Ah.
No, I said, can you tell me the difference?
Can I tell you the difference? Well,
if
let's
it's a
see.
sandwich.
Bread, before a roll, like a hamburger roll or a hamburger bun is sliced, it's just a piece of bread. Well, guess what? The same thing with with a loaf of bread. You don't bake it in slices. You slice it. You slice open a roll and turn it into a hamburger. And I've been to many restaurants where under their sandwich menu is where they list their burgers.
And
but it's a sandwich. A hamburger.
I've been to plenty of restaurants where they have a hamburger section and a sandwich section.
That is true.
I have two.
So I mean, see, there is no right answer here.
No, there is a right answer.
It's all opinion.
And I think it lies in what John just said, and we may have all just kind of glossed over it.
No, it's not, because they're in the sandwich section?
No. A bun, essentially, is just a mini loaf of bread, right, that you can cut into two slices. So
that's exactly what it is.
Once you cut that into two slices and make it available to put food items in between, that then becomes the vehicle for the sandwich, whether it be ground up beef put into a patty or turkey or like
you know what you sound like?
David said, a chicken patty or a chicken breast.
I was talking to JW, and we got on the soda. Do you call it a soda, a pop? And his wife was there, and I was hanging out with him and his wife.
He's from Houston.
Yes,
right?
and they just say, "Give me a Coke." I'm like,
so
wait, well, what if you wanted a 7-Up? They're like, we just asked for a Coke.
7-Up Coke.
I'm like, yeah,
it's the dumbest thing.
Yeah, exactly. Is that what we want to sound like? We want to sound like we're from Texas, and we just say, "Give me a Coke," even though we want a 7-Up or a ginger ale.
Can I have a hamburger sandwich, please?
No, I don't want a freaking hamburger sandwich. I want a damn hamburger. I want bacon on it. I want cheddar on it. I want a medium rare. And I want that bacon extra crispy.
John, since you are a baker of bread, okay, and you had to go with one sandwich for the rest of your life because today's National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day, what would be the one sandwich that you can't, once you buy in, you can't go any other sandwiches for the rest of your life? Which one are you going to go for?
Well, if I had a choice and I could only eat one sandwich for the rest of my life, all others were off limits, it would be from a particular deli in Santa Monica called Bay Cities, and it would be the poor boy sandwich. They have the best bread in the world, by the way.
Better than yours?
Basically,
we're getting such complicated answers from you, John.
Better than yours?
It's got to be. It can't just be a certain kind of sandwich you can make at home.
Yet this particular Italian bread,
he's
we've never made. It's a great piece of bread. It's chewy, but it's super soft on the inside, but the crust is chewy, and it's got all the little blisters on it.
John?
And it's filled with bologna, salami, and cheese, and whatever fixings you want: mayonnaise, mustard, lettuce, tomato, onion, whatever you want. And it's the best. And then you also get Italian dressing on it.
John,
and it's the best sandwich.
What is the best? What is the best thing you make at Slow Baked?
The best thing we make, I'd probably say, our ham and cheese croissant.
And where can I get one of those?
Right down the street at Black Horse.
Okay,
like right over there. I got one of your bagels at Black Horse yesterday. Excellent, thank you. Thank you for my.
Yeah, we don't do bagels.
Oh, who does their bagels then?
The House of Bagels, Central Coast, over there on Higuera.
Well, they did a really good job on the bagel.
So
yeah, they do a good job on bagels.
Yeah.
All right. My daughter had your muffin. That is your muffin, right? The cinnamon muffin?
From Black Horse?
Yeah.
No, they make their own muffins. The only thing we do for Black Horse is all their croissants and their bear claws. They have their own bakery, and they do all their own muffins and scones.
Oh, okay.
Somebody just wrote in, David wrote in from Arroyo Grande, and he says, check Wikipedia. It says burger's a sandwich. Do people realize that anybody can write in Wikipedia?
No, but dude, listen. I mean, hamburger's a sandwich.
I could go to Wikipedia under Jeff Kingman and write really nice guy.
Listen. People.
I could do that
right now. 70% of people on the poll are saying that a hamburger is a sandwich.
Fine.
Yeah. Didn't Judge Judy? Judy have some case, and she had to. It was just. It wasn't a real one of her cases, but it was. She had to decide whether a hot dog was a sandwich.
Yeah.
You know?
What is it? Is it a sandwich?
Yes, she came to the conclusion that it is.
Wonderful.
You should trust
Great.
Miss Scheinlin.
I hope you have a great day. I'm going to try your ham and cheese croissant.
Scheinlin.
Okay?
Haven't you ever had them before?
I'm sure I have. I'm going to have it again.
It's yummy.
I'm going to have it again.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
see you later.
full of ham and it's full of cheese. It's really good.
And that croissant's full of butter. And is it a sandwich?
And 54 layers of butter in our croissants.
Whoa. That's a lot of butter.
Bye, John.
But that makes a good croissant.
We agree to disagree.
Chad says sandwiches are cold. We're all missing the boat with the hamburger sandwich.
Not all sandwiches are cold. You ever have a French dip sandwich? Dip it in hot au jus? You ever have a melt?
You don't want to eat that one cold.
Jeff and Jeremy, 853, KZOZ.com. Follow us live, listen live, catch the podcast there. Social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Jeff and Jeremy.
Candy O, not one of the albums in the 70s in the Vinyl 4. A lot of people upset over the weekend that their favorite album did not make it to the field of 64 albums in the Vinyl 4. People.
Well, I mean, there's only, what do we have? 16 in each category. 16
in each decade.
A lot of great albums out there, but I mean, you have to look at it.
You have to narrow it down somehow. Motley Crue's Dr. Feelgood. A lot of people upset that was not representing the 80s in some way, shape, or like Billy Squier made it in, but Motley Crue's Dr. Feelgood does not make it in. I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, I talked to some of the members of the selection committee. And they said what they did was they put feelers out there. They did a lot of social media stuff where they wanted people to
you maybe see
write down their favorite album of all time. They look at sales, they look at Billboard charts, they look at all these different things to decide. And then they look at, other Rolling Stone magazine, and, they've done articles. And you take as many sources as you can. And, I love Huey Lewis in the News, and I love sports from 84.
Not represented.
But it doesn't make the top 16, not when we're talking about, best rock albums of all time. Sammy Hagar, there's not one Sammy Hagar Van Halen.
Which is a bit weird. But there's no Sammy Hagar Like there are certain
that
artists,
was a huge album too.
There's certain artists that aren't represented at all on the Vinyl 4. Steve Miller,
David Bowie,
not represented at all. A lot of people upset.
I was a little surprised about David Bowie.
Queen, not represented at all. Wow. Leonard Skinner, not represented at all in the Vinyl 4. Whereas
Skinner,
like Led Zeppelin and Beatles, I think Led Zeppelin's 4 times?
Yeah.
They're in there 4 times. You've got, no, they're in there 5 times. Wait, 3 didn't make it, so they're in there 4 times.
Well, they've got 1 and 2, and then they've got Graffiti.
4 and then Physical Graffiti. Those are the 4 times.
That's right.
Okay. But there's a lot of bands that it's weird because you think of these names in music, and these are huge names in music, and they're barely represented in the Vinyl 4. But what it comes down to is the albums, and what the selection committee did was they looked at these albums side by side, and I was talking to a member of the selection committee over the weekend. I was arguing Motley Crue's Dr. Feelgood. And you know what he said to me? He goes, well, there was that whole fair thing. I was like, what's that have to do with the album? It's like, just kind of shrugged his shoulders and walked away. I was like,
what are you talking about? Come on.
That has nothing to do with the album.
That's 20 years removed. That's 2 decades.
I know.
Come on.
But you know what? The selection committee wields its power, and they do what they can do.
We're trying to determine the best rock album of all time out of the 4 biggest decades for rock music. It's all brought to you by our friends at Midcoast Mower and Saw, as well as Husqvarna. It's the Vinyl 4. You can win tickets to every single show at the California Mid-State Fair. Even the 2 Country Bumpkin shows that are sold out already, we've got tickets for those shows as well. So if you don't want to go, you can probably sell them. But no, you can say you're going to those shows. And plus, all the other acts that haven't even been announced yet. They've got a comedian coming that's going to be a part of this. Anyways, KZOZ.com. All you do is click on the Vinyl 4. When you get there, quick registration, name, all that. We can send you reminders via text, via email. It's pretty handy. You want to fill out your upfront bracket and move on.
We're getting some history coming down on the whole sandwich, hamburger is a sandwich argument.
We're not done with this yet?
I think this one will shut your big fat mouth. So the Library of Congress recognizes Lewis Lunch. They were the first ones to ever create the hamburger. And what this guy did was Lewis, his lunch wagon, would go to the local factories in the New England area, and he would sell steak sandwiches for lunch, but he didn't want to waste the leftover meat from the trimmings so he would grind it up and then put it into a patty, and therefore the hamburger was born. Now they recognize it as the world's first hamburger sandwich.
Yeah.
call it the hamburger sandwich. The Library of Congress does. So,
But how long ago was this?
well, it was in 1895 that he would be selling these things.
The hamburger's come a long ways. It's not just a sandwich anymore. Sauteed mushrooms and onions. We put bacon on it, pastrami. You go to Carl's Jr., they put everything on. I mean, everything on it. Eggs.
But it's between two pieces of bread, right?
Not always. Sometimes it's between two pieces of ramen. Have you ever had the ramen burger?
Okay, so in that instance, is that a
From Foremost downtown.
That's not a sandwich.
Oh, it's a burger. Somebody said something that a burger can always be. I forgot what they said now. It was pretty good.
What
I
about
liked it.
you? Because you're
Here we go.
you're on a diet.
All burgers are sandwiches, but not all sandwiches are burgers.
No, that's not true. Because you get a burger that is wrapped
That's
up.
very true, actually. They're agreeing with you. They're saying all burgers are sandwiches, but not all sandwiches
But
are
that's-
burgers.
but I'm gonna
Because you
just-
can have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you can have a turkey sandwich, you can have a cheese sandwich,
Yes,
or you can have a hamburger sandwich.
hamburger sandwich.
So all burgers are sandwiches, but not all sandwiches are burgers.
There's one that totally bucks that trend 100%, and that is you get something from In-N-Out that I've yet to get because I like my bread.
Oh,
I
the
like my
protein
carbs.
style.
I like my carbs, but they'll wrap it up in a piece of lettuce for you.
Yeah.
And then you eat this weird hamburger.
It's a hamburger without the bun. So they put everything inside the lettuce, and then they wrap it with the lettuce, and then you get it.
Is that a hamburger?
That is a hamburger.
That is a hamburger.
That is a hamburger.
That is not a hamburger sandwich.
That is not a well, it's a
It's
hamburger
not.
lettuce wrap sandwich.
It's not.
Listen, I'm coming around.
Okay. Good.
I
Two-
think the
two
burger has
pieces of bread.
evolved, and I'd like to give the burger some respect.
True.
And not just call it a sandwich.
But it is just a sandwich.
But it
Bare
comes
bones-
from a sandwich.
Bare bones, when you break it down,
So-
it fits the criteria that is a sandwich in most instances, unless you're wrapping it up in a piece of lettuce, or you're like a wrap. Have you ever had? I've told you about this before. They do like a Southwest burger, but they don't put it in between a bun. They put it in a tortilla. Fold the tortilla around it and then grill the tortilla to seal it in.
Yeah.
That's not that's a hamburger, yeah.
That's a hamburger.
But that's not a sandwich. That's something else. I don't even know what it is. But you could call it a hamburger.
But you might find it on the sandwich section of a menu with other sandwiches.
No,
and
you find it with the
hamburgers.
burgers.
Yeah, but
the
sometimes burgers
are separate
sometimes
from the
aren't.
sandwiches.
Not always.
Sometimes the burgers are with the sandwiches.
Depending on how many they serve. If they're a burger place and they're yeah. Here's the thing: 42% of people are saying that hamburgers are not sandwiches, and they're wrong because they are.
Wow.
And I'm here to say that I admit I was wrong.
But not by much.
Just
only what, 8%?
by a little bit.
So just 8% wrong. So some people siding with you on that one. But if that's the case, I'm recanting my BLT. I'm going hot dog. I'm all in on hot dog.
I love hot dogs.
Hot dog's a sandwich. I can't live without the hot dog. I'm going hot dog sandwich.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. It's KZOZ, 17 minutes after 9 o'clock. Before we wrap up today, $20 to Mint and Craft downtown Slow if you know the show.
What was the key word today?
Not history, historic.
Historic.
Let me make sure I get that right.
Historic.
Now, somebody already says they figured it out. James wrote in.
Off of that one clue. This is like the guy, like one letter comes up on Wheel of Fortune, and the guy's like, okay, I know what I like to solve the puzzle, and Pat's like, okay, sure, go for it. And he gets it right. That's what drives me nuts, man.
Well,
If somebody's already solved it, I'm pulling my hair out.
I'm looking at this guy's really broken it down. He understands the history. He and then he kind of started going down
historic?
a path
Just the
word
only
historic.
Just the word.
I think he's trying to go to the most historic place on the Central Coast. And so, I don't know. Clue number 2 tomorrow, 7:20 for Man in the Box. Our final pair
This
of
place
tickets to
is
see Alice in Chains.
Peppered with history.
I guarantee you, the clue I'm going to give this tomorrow is going to make this guy. He's going to wait a second.
Oh, so
I'm
he's
going
gonna
to
be
rethink
wrong?
this a little bit.
Are you
He
sure?
could be wrong, but he could be
You
right.
guaranteed it.
Oh, okay. Went to the movies over the weekend. Saw this. This was really funny. Saw this movie called Leisure Seeker, and
Loser Seeker?
Leisure Seeker.
Oh, Leisure Seeker.
It's about this old couple who is, kids are grown up. They decide to go on this trip.
This is the movie you saw, or this is the trailer for a movie?
This is the movie I
okay.
saw.
Leisure Seeker. Okay.
Anyways, we were the youngest people there. The couple in movie were in their 70s, and everybody in the theater was in their 70s.
Who was in the movie?
I knew you were going to ask me that. And I had the names, and everything just Helen Mirren.
Okay.
And
it's a movie for old people. You went to a movie for old people.
It's a great movie.
But old people are going to go see it.
Gosh, I can't. I'll think of the name of the actor here in a minute. But
when your
Star Wars trailer comes on,
yeah,
I'm
another
like, you got to be kidding me! Another Star Wars. You got to be kidding me with the Star Wars right now.
Yeah, Mark Hamill spoke to the brass at Disney, and he said, "Dude, you guys are kind of oversaturating us with the Star Wars because we just came out with one back in December." And the trailer you must have saw was for Solo, right? The name of the movie was Solo?
Yes.
I guess is this Han Solo's story in Star Wars?
Honestly, I tuned out. I got on my phone.
Because
I broke my own rule.
It was Star Wars.
But it was the trailer, it wasn't the movie.
The Last Jedi Solo, a Star Wars story, is hitting theaters in I guess it will be next month is when it is. Is it in May? But anyways, Mark Hamill said that there's been 3 movies in 3 years, and now they're ratcheting up their releases. He said he talked to Disney about his fears in regards to them releasing these Star Wars movies so close together. He believes that it could lead to fan burnout and admits that he said something to Disney about it, but realized that they have a lot more going on than just the massive Star Wars franchise. I don't know. I'm not a Star Wars person. You're not a Star Wars person. But are Star Wars people going to be like, is this too much? Or is it just only for Star Wars people now? Because I feel like it is not a movie for everyone. Like the first Star Wars movie, which I guess was the 4th Star Wars movie, the one that came out in 1979.
I can't remember I remember Return of the Jedi.
Like that was a big deal because everybody, it was much anticipated, much awaited, and all that good stuff, right? Now they're releasing one every other month, or it seems like every other month. Every 6 months, they're releasing a Star Wars movie.
May 25th, by the way, is the release date for Solo.
Okay, so yeah, Memorial Day weekend. It's like you can't. Why wouldn't you have played that? Why wouldn't you have held off till Christmas with the last time you released a Star Wars movie and give them one every year instead of one every 6 months? I mean, I understand you're cranking out lots of Star Wars movies, and you now have built Star Wars Land at your theme park, and you want people to be all in, so you got to bombard them with Star Wars. But there is a threshold that we as humans have for stuff, and that stuff is being bombarded.
I don't know, man. I mean, there's like this cult following, and people are way into it, and like everybody I know is a kind of a dork and nerd. This is like Nerd Alert, hashtag Nerd Alert. They're into this stuff.
Mark Hamill said, I would say that they should pace themselves because you don't want to oversaturate it. Can't you wait until at least Christmas? But they've got things booked in Christmas because they now have not only the Star Wars franchise, but they have the Marvel franchise. So they got Marvel movies that they've got to release and their own movies, like the animated movies, the Frozens and the, Pocahontases and the whatever.
Here's the thing for
Princess
me.
Movies.
When I saw it and I realized they had jumped the shark, okay? Probably a long time ago. But when you see Woody Harrelson is starring in the next Star Wars.
Oh, really?
Come on.
Okay.
I can't take it serious anymore. Woody Harrelson, Star Wars? No. No way. No way, Jose. By the way, Donald Sutherland with Helen Mirren in Leisure Seeker. Okay. And I'm surprised you haven't seen the preview for this. It was kind of everywhere for a while. See if I can bring up this picture.
Dude, you know me in movies.
He's got dementia and she's got cancer, and it's they're going to go on their last vacation together. They don't tell the kids; they just take off. The kids freak out, and they're just off to do this. And
so it's a comedy.
It's a comedy, and it's a drama, and it's everything. I don't know.
It doesn't seem like a
funny.
comedy.
It's pretty funny at times.
He's got dementia and she's got cancer.
Yeah, it sounds. Yeah, I know that was a joke.
Fest.
I know that was a joke, but it is actually funny at times. Hashtag renewed. Roseanne already after week number 1 with ridiculous ratings. 3.4 million viewers. I'm sorry, 21.8 9 million viewers tuned in. They've already renewed it for season 11.
Which would be season 2.
Which would be season 2 of the new one. So there you go. I know you haven't seen it yet, but I know you're a Roseanne fan. Your wife and you watch the old reruns. You got to watch.
She
the new
watched
one.
it. I haven't watched it.
Did she like it?
She said she liked it.
Yeah, it was really good. I was surprised.
My father-in-law was in town this weekend. He was a big Roseanne fan. Back in I guess the 80s when it was on, and he said he liked it. My mother-in-law said she liked it. I don't know. Like network TV just sucks, man. It's just not good.
This was actually good.
Network TV.
I would say for network TV, this was good.
Well, okay, exactly.
It was good for network TV.
Was it good or was it good for network?
It wasn't Netflix, HBO, Showtime good, but it was good for network TV. Yeah, there's a difference.
I watched American Idol last night.
Oh.
Could they have picked the 3 worst judges?
I haven't seen it. Did it just start last night?
No, it's been on for a few weeks because they're now doing the thing where
Lionel Richie,
Hollywood, they do their audition to see if they can go make it onto the show. And I'm watching it, and these 3, Lionel Richie, Katy Perry,
that's right. She was like the big dude.
Luke Lexington, or Luke
who?
Luke Bryant.
Oh, the guy that's coming to the California Mid-State Fair.
Yes.
Sold out show.
And then we're going
to give away tickets to.
Yeah, those 3 are.
He's an American Idol judge?
Yes, and they are the worst judges. The worst.
Is that Luke Bryan a good-looking guy? My wife said he's a good-looking guy.
I don't know.
Well, you can't just look at somebody and go, he's hideous or he's good-looking.
Okay, he's got the country look. I'll give you that. It sounds like Fozzie the Bear when he talks, though.
I think he doesn't sing like Fozzie the Bear.
Does he?
Otherwise, his career would have ended.
He might sing like Fozzie the Bear. I don't know. I'm not familiar with his work.
My wife listens to it. Wow. So this is kind of disturbing news. # disturbing news. Have you followed the news at all over the last week with this family from Washington State that went off the cliff up on Highway 1 in Northern California?
No.
They'll say there were 2 women, lesbian married women. Mm-hmm. They had 8 kids. They're from Washington State.
8 kids? What were they
8
driving?
Kids. They were driving an SUV.
With 8 people in it?
They found
what kind of SUV
They found the women and 3 kids. The other 3 kids they didn't find because they think the ocean took them away.
Okay.
Because they went over the cliff. I mean, the scariest, right?
So there's 10 people in an SUV.
Yeah, I've only driven halfway to Big Sur from Ragged Point.
Where did this
and it
happen
scares
at?
the hell out of me.
Where did this happen at?
Way up Northern California. They went off the cliff. They pulled the car out this last weekend or last Friday or something like that. The speedometer was pegged at 90. You know what Highway 1's like. There was no skids. There was nothing. They think it was a suicide.
Oh, that's how I said I want to go.
Well, you want to drive off a cliff?
Yeah, that's how I would. If I was to die, that's the way I would want one hell of a belly dropper before I go.
I think I'd like somebody to come up to the back of my head and just pop it and then done. You know what I mean? Quick, instant. I don't want to go off like you want to see yourself dying. You want that feeling you get when you walk into a building or you're up and you get that height scare.
How did I not hear about this story at all?
I don't know.
It's a very sad story. Attention to the news.
Now I've been following it a little bit, and I realize there's some people that say that the neighbors said some of the kids they had reported them for child abuse because some of the kids had come over to their house. One in particular I know of, and said that they weren't feeding him. But there's not a whole lot to go on it, but it just sounds crazy to think that somebody could do that. I don't think I could ever do that.
That's sad.
Drive off a cliff and your kids are in the car? Gotta be some. And then it's not just one person. They were all in the car, they think. All 8 of them. 6 kids, 2 adults.
Well, thanks for bringing us up with movies about cancer and dementia.
Tonight, the NCAA dance wraps up. The finals tonight with Villanova. Do you know where Villanova is?
Jersey?
Nope.
Is it?
No, I had to
Washington?
look it up. I had to look it up.
Washington, D.C.?
Villanova.
Philadelphia.
University of Villanova, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so it's in Philadelphia. Because I remember, that's right. Because isn't like...
Well, it's in Pennsylvania.
But I'm pretty sure it's near Philadelphia. Because that's like, it's a hotbed of basketball. It
is?
Well, yeah.
Is that where Hoosiers were shot?
Where you got Pitt, that's a decent basketball school. Then Temple, I believe, is in Philadelphia as well. They're a good basketball school. people argue: is it Philadelphia the hotbed of basketball? Is Kentucky the hotbed of basketball? Is Indiana the hotbed of basketball? It's definitely not the Pac-10 ever.
Yeah.
Because even though Arizona could do really well, they do well in their conference, but then whenever the Pac-10 or Pac-12, I should say, goes on in the tournament, they get waxed all the time. My stepdad's very excited because Michigan,
his alma mater,
is in the finals.
Well, he should be. Yeah. Other than that, he's probably the only one. Unless you went to Villanova or you went to Michigan, then you probably don't care because at least there was a story of an upset of that Cinderella story, an 11 seed going on to win the thing, and they got close and they couldn't hang on over the
Michigan
weekend.
A run too.
But
they did give Michigan a run.
Yeah, I think you get a lot more viewers if
it's Loyola Chicago versus Villanova, absolutely,
right? But
absolutely.
I got to be honest. I didn't watch a second.
You're not going to watch. You're not going.
I didn't watch a second of it.
I'm not watch tonight.
I'm not going to watch tonight.
You're not going to watch Villanova and Michigan. This is the national championship. I'm not going to watch either. Sadly enough, I'm not really that interested, to be honest with you.
Coming up,
I watch this thing for the upset stories, and once the high seeds are gone, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm out.
$20 to Mint and Craft if you know the show.
93.3 KZOZ. It's time to play Know the Show with Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Oh, yeah, $20, Mint and Craft. You know the show today. We're going to send you downtown, Monterey Street, San Luis Obispo. We're going to get your lunch for you. If you know the show today, 543-3693. Those are the numbers you have to call for this one. Can't text. If you know the show today, then you know
what kind of vessel the banh mi sandwich is served on. Meaning that's the kind of bread.
Oh, you want the type of bread?
Yeah.
I was going to say bread.
Which seems like I thought it was going to be something like really cool. But no.
I thought this was kind of cool. But you don't get this anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't even know where else you find this. The banh mi sandwich. All right, 543-3693.
I feel like I've been oversold on the banh mi. Like it's a Star Wars movie. Like, oh, you got to have the banh mi. And then I get it, and I'm like, this? This is what everybody's talking about?
Chef and Jeremy, this is Know the Show.
Ragtime feel.
Jeremy doing a little boogie woogie there. Okay.
How you doing, Seth?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing great as well.
Is this the music that was playing when you went to what was the name of the movie this weekend?
The Leisure Seeker.
Did you see that?
No, I know of it. But I was looking, of course, I immediately looked up the ages. They're like 72 and 82, the two actors.
Charlie made a joke when we walked in there. She said, we're going to be the youngest people here. I had no idea we were going to be the youngest people there by almost 40 years.
Long time,
or 30 years. There was a guy that sat down next to us, 2 seats over. And he has this contraption that goes in the cup holder, comes up on like a bendable rod and a little black box.
So you can see it better?
And I'm thinking, oh my God, we got a senior citizen bootlegger sitting right next to us. And the thing just pointed at the screen the whole time.
Oh, was it like a viewer or so you could see?
But he never looked into it.
Oh.
That's what I thought it was going to be. It was like a little box. It looked like a little thing you could look into.
You think he was filming that?
I don't know what the hell he was doing. I wanted to ask him, and she said, "Don't you embarrass me."
You should have.
And I said, "Hey, what are you, bootlegger?
But
you bootlegging over there?"
Did it obscure anybody's view, though?
No, because
like
we're
at concerts where everybody's holding their damn thing up.
Yeah, no. It just sat right there, and it went right above, the seats and looked at the screen. But we were in the third row. I would think if you're going to be a bootlegger, you got to be in the back.
That's the movie to bootleg, too, because nobody's going to think that anybody's going to have the wherewithal to bring in bootleg material.
They're over at the Star Wars or whatever. Saying keep an eye on that place, yeah.
I'll have to check my sources today.
Let's get Carrie up here. Hey, Carrie, good morning, buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. I hope you had a good weekend. Happy Monday.
Carrie's a buddy.
That was great.
Let's see here.
Did you have a good Easter, Carrie?
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah?
Family, yeah.
I didn't do anything. I don't have family here, so it was great.
Problem with Easter dinner is that you're doing dishes late into the evening on Sunday, and when you have to get up early like we do, that's not fun. You're like, God, I just want to get these dishes done so I can get to sleep.
I made a
paper plates.
We made a cauliflower. Oh, California. This is a California pizza. We made a cauliflower pizza crust pizza.
How'd it go?
It was amazing.
Okay.
It was awesome. We got one of those pizza stones because of your recommendation, Jeff.
They're awesome.
We use that too.
We scooted up.
good. It's
We
so
scooted
good.
up the first time. We didn't preheat the stone.
Oh yeah, you got to put that in there.
You got to
Then
be that in the oven
goes right, or,
same time.
Pizza goes right
Yeah.
on.
Can I tell you, any pizza that you get, whether it be the frozen variety or you're making a pizza with your own dough, you don't need a pizza oven. You don't need one of these highfalutin things that bring up the temperature. All that. Just get your oven as high as will possibly go. In most cases, that's about 550. Ignore whatever it says on the box if you're doing a frozen, and just keep an eye on it. Like
Fire roast that thing. Or whatever.
and you cook, and that's the best way with the pizza oven, with the pizza stone. Just get it as hot
Because that's what
as
a pizza oven is.
Yes, exactly.
It's like 700 and something degrees.
So
and then,
even if you get like a DiGiorno that says cook it at 400, don't cook it at 550 or 600.
but I think the crust comes out the best on the pizza stone because it's like the pizza oven. It's a
Yes.
flat surface. It gets really hot.
But get it
And
as,
it's consistent.
get it
unless
as
you don't preheat
hot-
the stone.
Get it as hot as possible. Get it as hot
I
as
need a
possible.
pizza stone.
It turned into like a pizza lasagna, but it was still good. All right,
I'm sorry.
Did
Carry
we even
on.
ask the question yet?
No.
Bami
Okay.
bread. What's the deal with Bami bread? What kind of bread is it?
Vietnamese baguette.
Yeah, it's a Vietnamese.
What we were asking what? Oh, but I guess okay.
You said the vessel. It's a Vietnamese bread. What kind of bread was it?
Well, it's like
Wheat
French bread.
bread, right?
It's like French bread, right?
It's like a baguette.
Yeah, baguette.
Okay,
Baguette. Yeah, he got it. And you got the
I was thinking it was
Vietnamese
gonna be
part.
something cool like a rice bread or something because it's from Vietnam. You know?
Well, it's made out of rice. It's rice and wheat.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good to know.
I like rice flour. My wife can't have any wheat. She's a glutard.
Are you,
She's got the gluten thing. So
are you,
wheat rice flour all the time is very good.
A fan of the banh mi sandwich, Carrie?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah. Where's
A lot of
your
vegetables.
Where's your favorite banh mi sandwich?
I haven't had one at a restaurant. We made them here.
Oh, okay.
Like, we make gyros here, and we make a lot of stuff at home.
Jeez. Come over to your house. Euro is Euro sandwich?
Yeah, steak and lamb. Yummy. Like Jaffa has.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good. You make that at home?
Yeah, it's easy.
Oh. Will you adopt
Sear
me?
the steak, and barely cook it, and then cut it up in cubes.
What is your one sandwich, go-to sandwich the rest of your life?
That's it. Probably a gyro.
The Euro?
Is that a sandwich? Is
No, kind of.
I'm going tuna fish. Jeff's going BLT. Seth, what are you doing?
Probably.
I'm going hot dog if
You said BLT earlier.
I know, but if a hot dog is recognized as a sandwich, which Judge Judy recognizes it as a sandwich,
shut up.
Then
Okay,
I'm
fine.
then I'm
Hot
going
dog.
then I'm going hot dog
Really?
I'm going roast beef.
Yeah.
Hot dog for the rest of your life?
for the rest of my life because I cannot not have the hot dog. See, I can't live without it.
Well, the first thing I thought was ham and cheese, but I think roast beef and cheese would be the one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right.
Roast beef and cheese?
Yeah,
Yeah,
cheddar.
rolling on.
Well, that's okay. And you can melt that too, by the
But
way.
and you're also thinking the rest of your life, so you know.
Right. You're not going to get tired of roast beef, huh?
No, don't
Which if
think
I
so.
go the hot
or
dog
ham.
route, I don't have to eat them that long. You know?
Ham would be a close second.
If I go the hot dog route, I live like 4 or 5 years.
Hey, Jeff, since you got kids,
Die of hot dogs.
and yesterday was Easter and April Fool's, did you just tell them there was eggs hidden and have them hunt for nothing that was there?
So what I did is I made
That's a great one.
Yeah.
I made
April Fool's.
Yeah, combine the two. You know?
My wife was really worried about setting a precedent because they're both young. So setting a precedent that they think that next Easter will be this fool's extravaganza.
Oh.
So we pumped the brakes on April Fool's yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And we did mostly Easter stuff. There was some light things like I did hide eggs
Mess with
in
them.
really hard places, but not hard enough to where they're good. And that was it. I didn't really mess with them too much. I mean, outside of the norm.
Yeah, I was going through the park with the dogs, and then I saw these pinwheels all around, and then I saw an egg. It's like, oh, somebody must have not got that. And it was like, oh, wait, no. I'm walking through somebody's egg, and it's like, oh, better keep the dogs from doing anything in here. Oops. Mommy, I found a brown egg.
Yeah, I hid the eggs, and then I noticed, just as I was getting ready to let the kids out into the front yard, I was walking back to open the door and let them out, and then I noticed there was some landmines in the front yard. and I was like,
landmines.
oh, there goes.
Lawn cigars.
That would have qualified as a funny April Fool's joke.
Funny
Poop
to,
on your shoes.
funny to you and no one else.
Yeah, and really, it wouldn't have been funny to me because they would have tracked it in the house.
Yeah, that too.
Coming up tomorrow on the program, second clue, 720 Man in the Box today. Historic.
I missed the first clue. Is it posted yet? Or?
I just said it.
Historic.
Oh, historic.
You were talking. Historic. Yeah, it's posted. KZOZ.com. And then we'll do another one tomorrow at 7:20. Don't forget, you can still sign up for those Steve Miller and Peter Frampton tickets. How you do it is you just make a minimum $2 donation to support Jeff and I, and Rise, more importantly. You're supporting Rise for Walk a Mile in Her Shoes. Supposed to rain on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So we'll be walking in high
Rain
heels
boots?
and mud puddles.
What do we get? Women's rain boots, like pink rain boots, maybe?
Well, that would probably be better than high heels. My great grandma Mabel, she used to put these, they had these back in the day because she's, was born in 1904. They put these rubber things over their high heels. Like they're rubbers. That's where you get your rubbers on, came from. And there's this rubber fitting that would go over your high heel.
In high school, it had a much different meaning.
Yeah. We usually just switched out. You wore your boots and then you changed into your shoes.
It's Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ.